Welcome everyone to our nightly data center editions here with IBM's sort of open power. And today Apple Xserve, nice workable things. It will probably soon, hopefully fingers crossed, become less loud. It's only the fans are running 100%. And as usual, we already found some issues, right? Use your own stuff. Dog food your own stuff and find some bugs, right? Recurring theme here. Just need. Do I have Tmax? So I wanted to do network install. So I, as usual, found some issues, right? Because I mean, not only getting this booted and so on, also serial console Mac, right? All amazing. Notice some pattern, right? The only constant is change, regressions, and it's only substitute for testing is more testing. Yes, testing. Continuous integration nicely, serial console, network bootable gear. Found some issues, so we built now with Broadly. I believe we actually checked that. So it's the latest build, right? We want to release soon our amazing Linux distribution. Need to do some testing, right? Need to get all your hardware supported and also kernel config, right? Each time I do something, attention to detail, I always find something, right? Optimized kernel configs, different changes for the wind farm. Turns out others we had built in for Power Mac 12. This is Rack Mac, right, 3,1. And making this more modular, right, so realizing this, because I never had an Xserve, so this wasn't the wind farm Linux kernel driver control for this fence. Others are built in, this was modular, but I changed this. This should not be built in, you should not have Apple wind farm drivers on IBM or PS3, saving a couple of kilobytes probably on the PS3. So target, now that we apparently enabled Broadly, right, previous video, should we enable all the compression algorithms? So not something, actually we should actually do something first. We have mine, right, mine install it into the init.rd here, that and then, yeah, now we have curl, because network installation, this is probably only USB1 because reasons, and I didn't want to install it for 20 hours over USB1 or whatever install time that would be. Let's see if this, and so obviously we need to fix this for real, right, in a second, and yes, that's a real thing, just over serial. It's probably also, fun fact, probably the first time ever today that I have a serial console and serial and network install on a Mac, which is, spoiler, exactly why we got this, right? Okay, this looks like maybe it works now. Okay, this does something also, yeah, this is somehow something, I saw this also in QEMU, something resets the terminal, yeah. So while this is installing, yeah, we only have one terminal, so let's do on the Ryzen generic package cell, so probably edit Broadly, right? Broadly. Yeah, so for reasons, Firefox also built it anyway, and for font or some, I believe actually Blender, no, I think the story is differently. Maybe Firefox built it anyway, we need to double check it, but I believe the story was Blender wanted that for, so yeah, that's installing now, right? But if it does it, because this has a precious light bar or whatever, and of course it doesn't just work. Also the module is not loaded, it's of course not in the installer init.rd. So that means we unfortunately, so probably curl enables Broadly. So good that we tested this, right? And so yeah, we need more continuous integration. Of course we need to test network installation with QEMU, but everything, all unit tests, all continuous integration needs to be set up first. Working on it, I said it before, that this is infrastructure here, right? Also infrastructure here, Power 8, Sun T4, Apple X rack. So next I need a rack. Recommendations welcome. And if you have some old SGI rack standing in your garage or basement and you want to get rid of it, give me a call if it's in continental Europe. So we simply add this to the installer, right? Share in somewhere, target, share installer. That's a little bit low tech here. Not everything can be high tech. Also add us some things that we are extracting on this dual PowerPC 64-bit dual processor, latest and greatest, the last ever made, highest end config. Just needs a little bit more memory though. Build stage 2, and so Xserve is surely here somewhere. And theoretically we should short this a little bit nicer, but if we don't want to change everything here now today, maybe we split that here, and then, yeah, because we have others here already, so maybe we less, I mean we don't even currently build with NVI, but yeah, less NVI. And so Xserve Xset. So this is only optional selection, not all of them will be there, but if they are there we might need them. And what else do we have here? So yeah, we have, and then tar, and then those probably. Tar, so yeah, it's not all filled in here, but I guess whatever. Probably better to have some stuff a little bit sorted, so grab SED, less, NVI, Xserve, Bsub 2, I mean we don't have that, or actually we have it, I mean some stuff. Yeah, this is probably, we should rather scan, I mean probably we should change that, let's make a note. To do node line 700 something. Change state installer. Oh, we installed already. Second stage creation to only list really needed and get the rest from LDD or whatever. And Xserve LZ. Oh, I mean, very theoretically we could list here other stuff then, but that's probably enough for today. I mean, ironically we don't even, I mean, I guess NVI is a little bit pointless because previously this was our default VI. Yeah, it's it for today. So that installed, so then let's see what else. Sorry, console anyway. Root password, oops. Test for today. Okay, I was typing while this was scrolling or refreshing. We are still in freaking Europe, although we could troll people with something else. Guess maybe today in Dublin. Okay, the date is not set, that's not ideal. Right, you know, shit, the date isn't set. Yeah, probably the battery is empty. Yeah, I saw this in open firmware. I think open firmware even listed 1904. I think the Mac epoch starts in 1904. Not sure. Yeah, this is a thing. If this scrolled away, fingers crossed. Okay, K-boot we don't need today. It's not a PS3. Yeah, pro tip: if you don't need something, you can skip it. And yeah, so that is the new stuff, right? We installed BSDs some month ago and realized we need to make our own stuff here better. Actually, shit, did I not skip that? Actually, I thought I skipped it. It doesn't really matter, but I didn't want to that. Delete. Let's see if this works. I have not used it in 15 years, but apparently it worked. So that is also a new invention, right? That we had this code, but now we asked to configure the network interfaces by default, right? So that it just more likely works for you playing along at home. Oh, it's only 21:45. Yeah, I need to find out, actually, you know what to do. It's actually relatively important. Figure out what tool sets the terminal in some absolute whatever mode. Actually, I never had a reason to debug such stuff. I only know there are different terminal positioning modes, and obviously this is one of those, like not scrolling, whatever, like absolute drawing, whatever. I mean, I could Google it why we do it, but we usually get distracted and I want to go actually home. Actually, we could already commit here this year. I did this some minutes ago. Did I even set up a... Ah, okay, I set this up, okay. Actually, you know what, let's see if Xserve does something. Command cannot execute required file not found? What? Okay. It might only be a fluke, but it might be for real. That is also the benefit, right? If you're wondering why I spent a whopping €6.90 for this Xserve, yes, I brought and broke an Xserve, and I spent another whopping €6 for capacitors. Yes, I just recapped the power supply. Nothing. 2023, you get state-of-the-art. This also doesn't work for some reason. You auction the state-of-the-art Xserve broken for €6.90 by, okay, to be fair, plus shipping, so €14 or so, plus capacitors, plus shipping, so probably €30. YouTube video, share, like, subscribe, right, more main channel. Capping that also notes. Why does this menu not work by default? So something, and that is also the thing, right? I noticed on the P3 that Xserve didn't work, but it just flashed away, right? And I'm not running a 120 Hertz camera here. And so yeah, let's add this to do. Xserve PPC 64 broken question mark. And that's the benefit, right? Why, if you're wondering why do I bother here with this Siri console? Okay, that's a little bit more than I actually wanted. Second boot. Ah, shit. Can't open device. Darn it. Nah, no, this scrolling shit is shit. I hate when this happens. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Also, okay, to be fair, the thing is how to exit. That is screen exit, how to exit. I mean, I used screen for 2 decades and now I switched to Tmax. Now how do I get out of screen? Is out. No, I want to freaking Control D, C manual, detach. Alright, does detach work? No, actually I need... Okay, you know what? Let's kill all screen. Because the last time I always locked it. Reset, we need to reset the bloody terminal, I guess. Hopefully that is all we need. No, this bloody grub also doesn't... shit. 2023, everything you touch is shit. Shit here. What bloody even freaking happened there? I think the fence spin up already. So that's a prefix. It's mighty long. Alright, shit, HD is wrong. Yes. Please let me type. Fence will go. Yeah, the problem is that this thing is really annoying. Grub can do so much, and yet, I mean, why does Control L? Also, did I not patch? I thought I patched Grub for Control L. Shit. Because it is IEEE, of course, I believe. Is it IEEE and then... and then Mac, right? Mac partition? fans are spinning up. Oh, come on. Alright, it's not Mac, it's HD. Ah, why? I mean, yeah. I mean, people always open firmware is so amazing. I mean, in general it is. I would just wish it were a little bit more amazing. Oh shit. Yeah, each time I press tab, then this stuff is trying to... What did I even... IEEE. Tab autocomplete, come on. I want... Surely should have a disk alias, shouldn't it? Should be disk 0, 1? Ah, HD, or was it? I think it was HD. Why does my arrow not work? Oh, come on. Yeah, I mean, it would be so amazing. Yeah, it's taking off because there is no operating system pulling the wind farm, right? So the system management microcontroller of the fan stuff, I know this already from the G5 I have. If they're like after 30 seconds or so, on the, I think on the Power Mac 12 it's like 30 seconds. If there is no SMU, system management controller communication, after 30 seconds the wind farm goes in full hyperventilation mode. It appears to be a little bit more longer and gracefully on the Xserve. IEEE 12, should I press tab? 1275 IEEE, right? Should it be like that? Ah, we're getting somewhere, Comma, Apple. Ah, shit. The problem is with this distorted stuff, even, I mean, my tolerance for distorted terminal stuff is really high. But if you don't have Control L and stuff, I mean, there's really a limit of... It's like you had me at... so we need... Let's probably try this one and... Oh shit. I'm not even sure if this will work or if all of this is for nothing. I should say... Hey, we're getting somewhere. So I don't know why this didn't work, but I obviously need to fix it. Hey, we're getting somewhere. So it surely should work, should it? Yeah. What? Ah, shit. Fuck. Set root equals... I believe... What did we had 0, 1. Yeah, I mean it certainly helps if you are master Linux meditation Jedi stuff. Hey, we have wind farm. Wind farm rack mount 3,1 freaking works. Silence. I mean, the only benefit, the real benefit of Apple servers, it looks amazing from the front, it looks amazing from inside, and it is probably the only rack-mounted, probably nearly only rack-mounted servers that have actually freaking wind farm management. And now we probably should have some, okay, let's do some useful stuff like running Tmux. We probably have, so, I mean, it works. So this also, is it the latest kernel or did I, yeah, 650 is usually probably the first person on this planet Earth who runs a 650 plus scheduler. We are running the 13 freaking potentially performance improvement, also 13% performance improvement on Ryzen, 76, maybe only 1% performance. Anyway, let's get some performance data before we go home. Let's, you know what, we can actually freaking secure shell. Let's secure shell for SSH, SSHD, let's low root. I'll leave in the comments. Maybe I make a poll if I should allow that, but I mean, okay, to be fair, probably I don't make a poll. I probably do, I I probably don't change this default for security, and just for my lightweight testing, and just freaking run it here. So secure shell daemon, create one, and prepare here for more secure shell goodness, and freaking start it. It's probably, which IP did we get, because now we got DHCP. Probably should give it a nice fixed IP address and not some of our random pool, because then I could, of course, like professional secure shell, this obviously, yeah. 100, of course, recycled from some other embedded test. No, darn it, dot 140, 34, right? Is this one, or, yep. So let's check out the T2 sources. Alright, this might be time, right? Yeah, that's probably shit. I should not have done that. I should have. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, also need a battery. It's a strange battery in there, some round thing. I did not further investigate it. Actually, I could Google that. Apple Xserve VRAM, or is VRAM battery? What even freaking is that? Battery, yada yada. Would Apple tell us in their setup guide? Replacing the battery. Probably order at Apple €20 battery, or 19. Probably order the battery at Apple. Page 44. Opening, closing, yes. Replacing the, no, this, no. This shit, some Xserve. No, that's not the battery. It must be an Xserve or so. G5, of course. Not this Intel rubbish. Did we run Tmax? Probably not, huh? Let's see if we have the LEDs. This should be some... Is it here in... No, input Kana? What the freaking heck is input Kana? What is the... Maybe it's loaded. Does it even show something by default? Oh, it freaking shows something by default. It's amazing. Maybe it has some percentage load trigger. This is certainly, I soldered that myself on the parallel port. I said this before. I modded my, I mean, before all the cool kids now do RGB. I did RGB before it was cool and soldered LEDs on the parallel port, inspired, of course, copied from the B-box. Wait, did I not? This keyboard. So I had already 20 years ago, really not like this nonsense LEDs, but RGB lighting, but and load. I still have it there. I have it here in some office box of spare parts. I had it in my hands recently when I was looking for other cables. Probably should make a video about this and still use it today. And I even had like obviously 8 LEDs and even colors like green, yellow, red or so, I believe. Maybe the last 2 were red and the first 3 green, then 3 like, hey, RGB. Not like you could control it, but hey, it had 3 colors. Yeah, I loved it on, that certainly is the coolest Linux workstation 20 years ago, when you had your CPU light. I mean, obviously only one CPU and stuff, but anyway. So, emerge, bash is all what we are here for, right? Bash and binutils, get some performance index, and then learn some stuff. And that's always like, if we, the point of course is not only building an amazing data center and YouTube workshop here, and videos. So obviously, by the way, did I shout out? If I ever have time the next week's video more main channel, how to restore a Apple Xserve, recapping a dead Apple Xserve, most likely because its PSUs are failing like one-day flies. What Why did this not? Ah, right, we need to force emerge it, of course, because it's the latest. Ironically, the G5 that I purchased first-hand new from Apple also had a power supply failure. I mentioned this a couple of times, right? Nearly every Macs, for sure, 80% or so of our Macs I ever purchased had serial defects, right? Manufacturing defects. The G5, the PSU went, it must be in the warranty period, so probably within the first 2 years, I guess, there in 2005. And I still remember I was either sitting there, maybe it shut off while I was working. Either it shut off, I was typing away and it was off, or it probably was like this, or I came, no, I think it switched off while I was just like compiling T2 and then off or so. And yeah, they replaced the PSU, and since then it's working. So apparently this G5 Xserve, exactly the same. The internet is full with help. My G5 Xserve doesn't turn on anymore, and you can get them if you're lucky for €6.90 dead on eBay. Anyway, so let's check. Yeah, I mean, this looks so cool. I mean, you kind of sort of need to buy an Xserve just for the freaking. I mean, it's of course nothing compared to my homebrew LEDs. Did I just live stream my ass? Wow. Thankfully, camera's so high. Yeah, this looks so. Let's do here some. I mean, I'm obviously not lifting the power or an Xserve up. Oh, this is the wrong camera view. This is so amazing. Oh, okay, obviously stupid. Does it not rotate when I... Linux, Unix guy. Is it somewhat... Oh, beside I show you finger. That's amazing. Who is not happy? I mean, not that they would... Obviously modern PC stuff, gaming stuff would have this RGB lighting. But hey, blue is obviously the best, one of the best colors. And yeah, this is just so cool. So where is the LED thing though? What was even? I think it was light bar. I name light bar also light. It was something with light. Blinking lights, backlights. Does this not have a? I mean, maybe they hard YOLO'd that. Ah, light show. Alias light show. Light show. Light show. Blinking lights. Oh, come on. You're freaking kidding me. Ah, yes, blinking lights. Wait, this is USB core power? What the heck? No, I mean, ls mod grab light. Backlight? Oh, come on. How can this freaking be so difficult? I mean, at least it's working and it must have a Linux driver, otherwise it wouldn't do something. Oh, by the way, does it CPU frequency scale? I believe it should. Ah, yeah, it does scale. Cool. Because I noticed when I booted, so it can't scale much. I mean, 20-year-old tech. So it's only 1.8 base and 2.3 max. So what is kconfig? What is the light show light? I just saw the config option. LED trigger. Shit, there was some show light backlight. Backlights? No, not this backlights. Pico trigger backlight. Gray was. Oh, come on. How can it be so difficult to? Okay, this. Oh, it's the building. Yeah. PMAC. CPU frequency. PMAC. Mac partition. I mean, obviously, I still have some bugs to fix in terms of grub, right? Obviously, that's exactly what we get this hardware for, to have better testing. Here's some. Here, PMAC rec meter? Probably this rec meter. Why do they not name the name like the Apple stuff? But what? Rec meter should be a module. Oh, with one with underscore, one without. It's like, I mean, a Linux expert needs 2 or 3 freaking minutes to figure out which bloody. I mean, is there any faster way to figure this out? But and I've seen this because I changed the CPU frequency stuff. Okay, 4 minutes. That's not that bad. And then bin utils, what would the estimate be? Oh, 20 minutes. So this, I don't want to build that. Right, shit, we need Perl. Ah, darn it. We indeed need Perl, that is unfortunate. Probably need to fix Perl to properly cross-build. And is it not amazing? So much time saved by not recompressing it. But that's the difference, right? If someone, if YouTube, if a company, our Xserve code, a recurring sponsor here of my work, right, keeping all the stuff, all the bills paid and stuff loading, and so much progress, right, in just a little over 4 years live on YouTube, basically modernizing everything from left and right, supporting all the hardware, the most hardware any Linux distribution ever supported, and actually testing that it actually freaking works, right, because the only constant is change and regressions. So it takes a little bit longer than I would want, 40 minutes there and 30 here, probably a little bit over 30 minutes I eventually would like to go. Yeah, maybe we give it 30 minutes and do a little bit hungry though, and I don't have that much to eat in the office anymore, except if I cook. No, I actually have noodles and maybe even tomato sauce, but I'm not cooking tomato sauce at this time in the office. Yes, I know other first world people would order them some shit, but I rarely order some shit. So, rec meter, find name, rec, and I mean, besides, if I order something now, then it comes in 30 minutes anyway. So it looks pretty hard-coded that it's a little bit apparently they map the CPU load one to the thing. That is a little bit lame. So this is Mac.io, that's some kind of ISA bus or so, I believe. Old-fashioned direct bus thing, and we probably should have built this verbose, but that is what it is. Alright, we also need to collect some stuff. Oh, by the way, Ethernet TG3, is it like the G5, right? Was it G5 also? I mean, we could check that, right? That's what we have our hardware listing for. Workstation, desktop, Apple G5. Actually, this is not really correct. There were multiple G5s, but whatever. Apparently, there's also a typo, maybe. Ethernet, yeah, that's Broadcom. It's probably TG. Is it TG? Did I say TG5? TG3, of course. So yeah, some. Probably, do we have? Oh yeah, we have login. So frame buffer works. Radeon, oh, that's Radeon even. But it's PCI. What is it even connected? Is it pci-x or? Because it is pci-x bridge thing. It's an AMD pci-x bridge. K2 hyper transport, I believe. K2 Kilago Mac.io. Wait, this is USB 2? Why was it so freaking slow then? I only installed over network because I thought USB is so freaking slow, but maybe open firmware USB is just so freaking slow. I was already wondering why. Yeah, storage. Actually, this is 480 Mbit. I could have installed it with Zen. I didn't. I mean, if I at least the win, if I hadn't tested that, I wouldn't know that we need Boatly now for network curl. Yeah, theoretically, yeah, that's not. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. I will not micro optimizing, not linking curl with Broadly or whatever, just for the installer. It's just includes the dependencies, and it is what it is. Yeah, certainly from the rack-mounted stuff, Mac order. I mean, if the driver is running out of magnitudes, more quiet, at least right now. Let's see how this develops. Yeah, so theoretically, so you need to rotate that here to actual proper orientation. So, rack mount, I wanted to mod info. Rack meter, right? Yeah, of course. Ben H. Who else? The master of all PowerPC reverse engineering and Apple drivers. Yeah, apparently not really any options. Actually, I'm a little bit curious. Do I still have sources? No, I don't. Right. Also, win-win we have here. Fixing lib low fat. Lib fat. It's a little bit crappy, but it is what it is. Let's see. So it didn't build for reasons. Let's low fat. Yeah, it's sucking C code. That's what happens when world-renowned security researchers write C code. Of course, it's not much better than others. C security researchers. Okay, so apparently low. I mean, yeah, apparently doesn't matter the most. YOLO, whatever, I guess. I mean, we probably better double check that it really works. I mean, theoretically it needs. I mean, probably just needs to run some make compiler H thing or so. Yeah, C programmers writing C files. That's okay, whatever. Low fat. Because I actually, you know what, let's better quit Gardling. I only, Gardling is a minimal HTTP server. Probably should write my own because the thing sucks. I just usually fire this up for some quick network install. What we have here is it probably looks alright, and then network Gardling or so. Gardling. Does this also look alright? Probably. Gardling. No fat. Is typo? Low fat. Marked. Low fat, no parallel, updated. It's in Gardling cache, guess. Yeah, and this is how we keep everything working, right? People need to work on stuff 24/7. So that's crunching along. You know what, of course we need NeoFetch. Testing our stuff, right, for other YouTubers to make videos, not like other YouTubers review it and it doesn't freaking work for them. That's surprisingly long, but it's otherwise busy. So the difference, and one reason I also auctioned me the thing cheaply, is I only ever had one other, like I only had ever one, is it true? Yeah, and I only ever had one 64-bit Mac, and that's the second one. And it's a little bit different than my other one, right? The other one is the latest SKU dual core, and this is with PCIe, and this is not yet PCIe, but PCI-X and rack mount, obviously, and serial. It's also the only modern Mac with serial port for kernel development and stuff. And then also PCI-X, dual socket. Yes, less performance, less energy efficient and stuff, earlier generation, but IBM 970FX instead of MP, so that is dual socket, and the other is, yes, a little bit less performance and stuff, but yeah, testing, and so on, and maybe vintage and retro. Museum cave sometime soon. Yeah, you can never have enough graphic cards, so it's probably something I did not have before, but doesn't matter the most. Also, it's a garbage graphic card, right? It's also pay-to-order option. I have no idea what Apple charged for that, but what really truly sucks for me is it only has VGA. It's like, thank you very much, Apple. You charge extra for an optional VGA kit on a rack mount server, and then it only has lousy VGA. It's like, how Windows PC is that? I mean, even I don't want to use freaking PC for the most part anyway and stuff. So yeah. Testing, upcoming release testing, right? This is already that and that and that. Actually, we could, I mean, this thing doesn't have the most memory. So yeah, next, actually, is it already on my to-do? SATRAM, yeah, SATRAM by default. Certainly something to test here somewhere here. Ah, by the way, I believe I did this, so let's delete that. Nothing like heavily multitasking. What temperatures are this even? So NeoFetch installed, right? Here's Gatling and low fat coming. And so this is wind farms. Probably should be in class thermal. Some wind farm? No? Would be too easy. Come on. Where's a bloody wind farm? Where are class? This is not in. Why is this not in class? Somehow not in some thermal. Does Zens? Do we have sensors? Yeah, okay. That is a little bit shabby. I mean, to be fair, Benjamin Herrenschmidt, probably mostly working at IBM, he did an amazing job, right? Benjamin Herrenschmidt, mostly with very few other people, maybe Paul Macaras, or plus minus name variations. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I try my best, right? I can't remember each name, but they did an amazing job reversing and implementing all the PowerPC stuff. Benjamin Herrenschmidt, I don't know how much, if he did 80% or 50%, but he did so much. It is absolutely outstanding. The only thing is, it's a little bit lame that this is not exposing in some way that sensors picks it up. Probably for that it would be some HWMon thing. Maybe there are technical reasons and other good code stuff reasons, but it's of course not amazing if you don't find it in HWMon and sensors and stuff. Are the things spin at 8000 RPM? Really? Are you... Also we have here CPU currents. Ambient, okay, CPU ambient is not too bad, yeah, 30 degree voltages. So of course I know that already from this should be quite similar driver now with, there's also CPU inlet. So okay, wait, we have, we have CPU ambient, okay, so CPU inlet temperature is a little bit higher, 40 and 26 for some reason. Why is one? Do I need to thermal paste those or what? Do I need to hey, even dim temperature. Amazing. Okay, slot fan is 19%. Does it control the power? What is the PowerPC? Might just recap PowerPC. Okay, so I mean, can this be true that this are it doesn't really sound like 8000 RPM. Strange. I'm surprised it doesn't have PowerPC. Is it changed once 8000? Okay, I mean it's I mean these are 1U server fans, so maybe that is accurate. I'm only wondering that it doesn't have any power management, power backside fan, or is backside? Maybe backside. Okay, maybe backside. Is backside the? No, it's probably not the PSU, huh? Yeah, I don't know if the PSU has some 3-pin connector for probably some kind of I2C bus, but whatever, I guess. I'll put it still building. I probably obviously need more memory to have ADM. It's currently a gig in there. Perl is just about to install, so that should then be 21. So it should be over soon, should be done soon, and it estimated 14 minutes. So 14 minutes would be 17:20. Yeah, it's quite accurate estimate. I mean, obviously I programmed it, so shouldn't be that bad, right? Yeah, fun stuff. Oh, what is power? Is power something? No, this is just kernel side power management, not other. Anyway. Quite some fans though. Are there really so many fans in there? I mean, there were quite some in, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, Perl is still perling. So, what else do we have to do? So the Scatling stuff is committed. Did I commit the architecture PowerPC driver selection stuff? Okay, that is that one, that is that one. Okay, we can commit that one, probably, or yeah, you know what, let's commit it, or let's wait for this. I need to review this first if I have. But what was the other Linux conf enforce? So yeah. Simplify archpower. Maybe I'd sometimes simply start. I mean, you can expand this, right? And it's F12 now. Hey, Perl is just done 16. Okay, it was slightly off, but this, to be fair, I mean, not only is this reverse estimated from Bash, so that is some inaccuracy, but also that is not the most efficient multi-core, right? Before, for those a little bit younger among you, if everything is, now we have multi-core and SMT. Before we had that, we had only initially multi-socket systems, also for x86, right? Pentium Pro, AMD K7, IBM power stuff. And as this is, the caches are shared, all the communication and caches are shared on a system bus. That is, of course, an order of magnitude less efficient for all the shared memory and inter CPU communications. So that is why those MIPS, PowerPC, Spark, general all multi-socket systems have less efficiency than the next newer generation multi-core with shared caches and on-die communications and so on. So yeah, bin utils, yeah, 19 minutes we will see. Simplify PowerPC, Linux conf, was it M4, to select all Apple, then simplify, or simply all modular Apple Mint farm drivers, all modular Linux Apple, is it? Yeah, I have it Linux conf M4, it's probably good enough. And so the benefit of that is potentially saving some K of memory. I have my monolithic kernel, at least from the modular standpoint, mimicking a multi-server microkernel. Of course it totally isn't. But so build, also now I can unmount this PowerPC media, then I probably still have a shell parked. And then PowerPC, where are they stored? They are in Macintosh WinFarm. So I don't know which are dependencies, but I probably add all to the init.rd because otherwise we don't have them in the installer. And if you install it on a G5 or as such Xserve, then the, I mean, is it, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is it, I mean, probably normal users, like nearly nobody has an Xserve, like for an Xserve, and that's also the thing, right? Management and decision, right? Some kind of, yeah, management usability. For an Xserve, I would find it okay if the fans in the installer go to 100% hyperventilation mode, especially as this one's ramp up a little bit slower than the G5 for some reason. But for G5, I mean, certainly more people have a G5 or an iMac. Probably, I never had an iMac because I hated the look of them and the small display. Comment below, do you also need to get an iMac? They're probably cheap now on eBay, right? But for a G5 or an iMac, I would probably, most users probably get a shock and surprised, and maybe even switch off their computer. They probably would potentially think it's overheating. Excuse me, it's late here. Probably they think it's overheating or defect. Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing is if we put it on the init.rd, you know what, maybe I don't put it on the init.rd. I mean, because I don't want to overbloat it, right? I mean, for it doesn't apply for all the IBM P series, Open Power, P3, maybe a little bit fan. I mean, maybe it's not the worst thing. Hey, you get your dust blown out of. I mean, maybe I leave it. I can put it on my to-do, like Mac Wind Farm Linux modules in init.rd or not. Maybe not. Because the more, that's also like, first you think, maybe not anything, yeah, okay, but usability, Apple G5, users, but then it's like, yeah, going forward there will not be Apple PowerPC, or the new PowerPC is not, and then on the P3 we're limited, especially in the retail that you all have, and it's like, yeah, maybe it's how large is it? How much do we save? But that are compromises, right? Design decisions. That is stuff you need to think about. Like if it triggers you, if you're a true lover of Apple's Macintosh PowerPC stuff, and leave in the comments below if that triggers you. But we can also wait for user, right? 348K, and it will compress a little bit. Yeah. But still, previously we had 3 selected, like those I selected, and all the others I didn't even know existed. So, yeah. So 20 minutes. What's going on here? So what our fans doing? Temps. I slightly wonder which are backside temp. I would need. Where is the Apple Xserve G5 backside temp sensor? Where would that be? Is it? Where is the ambient sensor? The Apple 2012. Yada yada yada. Outer page 100. Did you part? Think know what looking for? Yep. Pinching something between the side bones, left, right, index fingers. Pulling it out doesn't sound easy, uncomfortable. Okay, page 149. Nah. Accept or whatever. And what they want a freaking trial upload, or you're reading a preview? Oh, come on. Web 3 really truly sucks. Ah, no, it's something. What, you're not giving me page 149? Oh, come on, dickheads. That's not really nice of you. So much to open documentation. All I wanted to know is where's the bloody... Was it 149? Is that the same? Maybe it is. Page, oh, this doesn't have sensor. Which even is that? Is this right? Does it look like DDR2 gigs? Which server? That's an Xserve G5. There are two versions of the Xserve G5 logic board. Must be. What two versions? You had me at two versions. Ah, no, wait. Where's the power supply? Ah, no, maybe. Right. That's the right board. The right thing. So, where's the back side temp? Diagnostic tools. All I wanted to know where's the bloody sensors. Server identification, right. Ah, sucks. Yeah, there would be so good if we had some database. By the way, I wonder if it has a server. Does it have some control for this indicator? Here are some indicator switch. Maybe there is not a driver for that? Press the button, nothing happens now? Apparently nobody reversed that indicator thing, potentially, maybe. Xserve Linux service indicator button light. Make rumors, holding ID button. Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe something we eventually need to reverse engineer. Anyway, so let's gather some intel. ls. Ah, did I even? Yeah, I did actually. Proc CPU. What does ls CPU do for us? Oh, that's actually quite some stuff. Ah, I didn't boot with mitigations. Vulnerable, L1. ls PCI. Oops. Actually, is that? Probably not. Actually, I have a keyboard plugged in, right? So, or do I? No, I plugged the keyboard out. Oh no, the keyboard was plugged in. Yeah, then only the root hubs, I guess. Or is this? Yeah, it's probably the root hubs. Actually, we could. Yeah, that's just the root hubs. What else do we usually need? It's probably it, right? Nah. I mean, I could check the directory, but does it work? So we're getting there. No, also wrong. I don't know. 1909. How many? Oh, I mean, like, let's quickly work on this. Need a new server entry here anyway. Did we lowercase that? Probably not, right? We had probably... The question is, should I... Maybe I should list it as rec Mac. Rec. I mean, most people... Yeah. I mean, I didn't list this here. I mean, keeping it consistent for now. I have G5 there. And soon I will automate this. We will also write some script to automatically send this in. I mean, I call it Xserve for now, later, whatever they call the Xeon things. But what is the official spelling? I still haven't googled the bloody battery. Ah, here. Yeah, something like that here. Probably one of those that likes to leak, but leave me in the comments below. Yeah, here, lithium iron 36 without leads. Yeah, that looks about right. What do they want? Yeah, of course, want Apple prices. What is the... Is this not some generic thing? Surely this must be available for just... Yeah, people wanting Apple prices. It's certainly not a price I will pay. I mean, I will rather solder there some coin cell thing on or whatever than paying 15 or 70 euro. Okay, by the way, such racks we obviously need, right? Shall I subscribe if that is how our office should soon look like? Obviously with more modern stuff. So, Xserve. Oops. When I mistype so much stuff, it's a clear indication I should go home. Air, and then we need some other menu, and then adding that to all. Certainly the more boring, just I need to do it anyway. Oops. It's time to sleep. Server, Apple. Yes, we should auto-generate this all another day. Initially I had only 12. Initially it wasn't time to auto-generate this. And yeah, eventually we will probably rename this to the appropriate 3,1 or rack mount or whatever internally, but Xserve is probably fine. And then index, we need servers in. And we need to work on grammar, this, I guess, from whatever. Yes, there's one more. If this grammar triggers you, please send patches. And here, of course, server Apple, and then Xserve G5 or whatever. Server Apple Xserve G5. Xserve, yes, eventually pictures if I ever have too much free time. It's latest and greatest and last PowerPC dual circuit 970. Mods and quirks. Yes. A nice light bar to show the real-time server load and serial port, which is obviously rare. Then the performance index 30. What was this the syntax or this? I'm getting old. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the stuff. Okay, this. Okay, you don't usually have keywords, so. Okay, this is R2. Ah, right, there was also this typo on the other, right? Let's fix this diff thing here. Not too many people tuning in today, huh? Nobody in love with server hardware. Appreciating our enterprise. Ah, it's still building. Okay, let's check what the build time for Bash was. 4 minutes straight. Alright, I changed already. Server Apple Xserve. PI here precisely. Oops. Yeah, you should copy and paste everything, otherwise typos, especially if it's time to go home. Build some bash. Alright, I should have this. Actually, this is latest GCC though. I mean, as usual, that is the thing, right? You test the latest and greatest and then you can't compare the performance, so that is 13 whatever. 13.2. Even this smartest LTO also. And so that's the building, but also 13.2 smartest LTO. Yeah, ideally, I mean, probably we will do most smartest LTO, but yeah. So what did I do here? Diff screen, while a, what have no, was there not one? By the way, which, oh no, I closed it now, whatever. Yeah, something is messed up there. Div class. Ah, here is, of course, syntax error. Okay. Server. Ah. SED each and to that. Yeah, I fully need to automate it. Maybe even use the original files and use server-side processing and stuff. Here we have so PPC 970FX, Altivec, Xserve, G5. Does it not have Mac thing in there? Okay, whatever. Hey, we've finished building in just 21 minutes and 40. How much was the other? It's actually not too bad, to be honest. Maybe the new, so the G5 was the G5. The G5 should be faster, but wasn't. But maybe in the meantime, our GCC is more optimized, right? Maybe the other was, or whatever. Or LTO could even at times be faster. Building all the files faster and then only one link time. Something of that sort. I'm impressed then if that is the case. Also we fixed bin utils. Maybe we gained some minutes of not building recently, right? Yeah, I need to redo some performance indexes. Anyway, that's some seriously cool stuff. Yeah, we need to. So yeah, that's it then here. 21. Yeah, that's also the stuff, right? If someone with dedication and attention even improves bin utils for targets you don't need, make sure compilers optimized, smartest optimizations, LTO even for all the architectures, and even kernel configs, right? Doesn't make sense to link in exotic WinFarm, Apple Macintosh stuff for all your OpenPower MP3. So amazing stuff. All in all, I would say, leave in the comments below. We could quickly do some. Okay, let's not do that here live on this channel. Otherwise, is here anything else yeah, it's also the new scheduler, right? Latest scheduler, previous video, maybe also contributing, at least on the horizon, some 13% build time improvement for Firefox. Yeah, in my opinion, not too shabby indeed. I really like this hardware. It looks amazing, especially in rack. It's one of, with SGI, one of those sexiest looking hardware, right? Rack hardware. Thankfully, this is relatively, it's not in pristine condition. Inside, it's outside it's a little bit scratched, but not too bad, right? For €6.90 on eBay plus shipping, plus caps. I can't complain. Of course, it's always nicer if it would be, but probably someone has thrown it away already. I guess it maybe as good as it looks, probably it was standing somewhere in some company rack for most of its life, and then in probably the last weeks or month or year when the PSU blew or whatever, and then it got tossed around maybe a little bit because the DVD thin bezel thing is a little bit bent and some unnecessary scratches, but yeah, for less than 30 bucks total, can't complain too much. And it still looks amazing and has light bar. By the way, probably now it should be off, right? Yeah, then with zero load, all the LEDs, all the LEDs are completely off. Here, and have some stuff to fix, like grub. Maybe I fix this in. By the way, it does. Let's test one thing. Yeah, probably. Did I copy this time already? Before I shut it off, I copied that, right? That was, what was it, 2150, right? Probably that should be. $21.50. Let's test one thing, which is KExec. Does it want this one? Init RG. I believe both works, right? I believe once I tested that. Reuse. Instance, it's that one. Modified command line. Why modified console? Resume. I guess shut down. How was it? Was it reboot? I forgot. I usually don't use it like that. So we have serial console. Here, going to. Does this? Yeah, on the G5, KExec was glitchy. I mean, it didn't complain. It also didn't work apparently. Yeah, so much to KExec on random hardware. I need to check if, but probably I had it implemented with reboot, right? It probably must be the most logical thing. Need to test this with QEMU. Let's one tiny quick, probably, yeah, of course, with all the failing stuff, we live stream for 1 hour, but what time do we even, of course it's 23. I give it 1 minute or so. Download mirror L Linux 6. Where are we at? This one, right? Let's pull the power cable because I recapped the PSU. I don't need an office fire for this recap stuff here. Obviously, I trust my soldering skills though, but Linux driver Mac. What was the name of this reg meter? So apparently, I mean, I would have expected, I mean, what, in my opinion, what should have been done, but that is the thing, right? People have no time and do their best. And certainly Benjamin Herrenschmidt did an absolutely outstanding job. Just need to, because ideally what should have been, in my opinion, implemented is this should have been some LED trigger and there should be generic CPU load trigger, which maybe there aren't. To do implement PWM, to do variable intensity and provide userland interface for fun. Also, CPU meter could be made nicer by being a bit less immediate, but giving instead a more average load over time. Patches welcome. Yeah, 2006, Ben H. The GPU is whacked by the macOS driver when initializing. Magic GPU. CPU frequency on demand. What do we have here? Is this copied? CPU stud. Yeah, power I square. So yeah, just surprisingly little. I mean, not surprisingly, as expectedly. Use that when I2S is finally. What is this I2S? Is this like what? Flash PCI buffers with an MMIO read. Maybe we could actually check the status one day in case things go wrong though. Yeah, C programmers of course don't check errors because they never go wrong for them yet. No PWM, this is 01. So is this maybe anyway? CPUs cancel delayed work. Rack meter stop. What do they mean? What the CPU sniffer? What the heck? Stop CPU sniffer time. What? Works only with 1 and 2 CPUs numbered 0 and 1, but that's really all we have. Apple Xserve doesn't play very nicely with CPU hot block neither, but we don't do that on those machines yet. Okay, with sniffers, I thought some bus sniffers thing, whatever, but they only. Okay, that is only okay. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, it's indirectly as I realized. But yeah, ideally this should be user space controllable. There should be generic triggers for CPU load. Of course, it would make it a little bit less efficient, but on the plus side, that would add infrastructure for that to all other architectures. 6.5 amazing kernel, had some bugs. 6.4, which sometimes mount if you not correct. Which happy that you're happy. I'm happy that this rec meter driver is there, because I wouldn't want to spend my time with such stuff. Super outstanding, amazing thing that Benjamin Hartmut did this. Actually, of course I need to add to my to-do. Do I have already grub for PowerPC? Improve grub config, grub theme. Nah. Oops. Fix grub install on Apple or all PowerPC. Yeah. The only constant for change is regressions. The only constant is change. Anyway, I already don't know my own merchandise, right? Buy t-shirts and stuff below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, maybe Patreon, YouTube membership. Super. Thanks for chat and stuff. Comment all your stuff below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Have a good or better, amazing day or night. And I hope to see you soon for all the probably office redecoration, some racks and stuff, properly rack stacking, rack mounting, all this stuff, and working and releasing one of the most supporting it all Linux distribution. And see you probably tomorrow.